international speaker, brand ambassador, mind trainer, and distance seller. I'm the founder president of Big Brain Brilliance Knowledge Hub and Dias Driving Aspiration. I'm in a mission to help 100,000 people to overcome fear, comment over language, and fulfill their dreams. In one word, transform a new you is my tagline. I'm 3 world record holders and 4 honorary doctorate in literature and educations. Let me give some light on my today's topic. Being an Indian female and a mother of a girl child, especially a single mom, it's well known to me the scenario of the society and the impact on gender bias. This is not new in India at all. Earlier, the Indians were so biased that if a husband used to lose their wives, they had the right to remarry. But if a wife used to lose their husband, they had to die with him, which was called Satidaho Pratha in Hinduism. Thanks to Dr. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, we could overcome that cruel phase. But are we really in the place where we can think of gender equality, which is one of the biggest goals in SDG? I think no. There is not a single country in all over the globe who can say proudly that we have already achieved the gender equality. Gender equality on SDG Goal 5, the Sustainable Development Agenda, adopted by UN member state in 2015, set a 2030 deadline for the achievement of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. Now, with under 8 years left to meet it, the world is not on track at all. Amid the intersecting crisis of COVID-19, the climate emergency, and rising economic and political insecurity, progress on gender equality has not only failed to move forward, but has begun to reverse. Around the world, a growing backlash against women's rights is threatening even well-established freedoms and protections. Gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. There has been progress over the last decades, but the world is not on track to achieve gender equality by 2030. The social and economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic has made the situation even bleaker. Progress in many areas, including time spent on unpaid care and domestic work, decision-making regarding sexual and reproductive health, and gender-responsive budgeting is falling behind. Women's health service, already poorly funded, have faced major disruption. Violence against women remains endemic. Despite women's leadership is responding to COVID-19, they still trail men in securing the decision-making positions they deserve. In a society, everyone has the right to lead his or her life accordingly without any discrimination. When this state is achieved, where all individuals are considered to be equal, irrespective of the caste, gender, color, profession, and status, we call it equality. Equality can also be defined as a situation where every individual has the same rights and equal opportunity to grow and prosper. Every individual of the society dreams for equal rights and access to resources available at their disposal. But there is a lot of discrimination. These discriminations can be due to cultural differences, geographical differences, the color of the individual, social status, and even gender. The most prevalent discriminations is gender equality. It is not a localized issue and is limited to only certain phases of life, but is prevalent across the globe. Even in progressive societies and the top organizations also, we can see many examples of gender bias. Gender equality can only be achieved when both male and female individuals are treated similarly. But discriminations in a social manner that creates divisions. We stop being together and stand together to tackle our problems. This social stigma has been creeping into all society for many centuries. This has also been witnessed in gender-biased cases. Gender inequality is the thing of the past, as both men and women are creating history in all segments together. So what are the SDG Goal 5 target? The first target is end of all forms of discriminations against all women and girls everywhere. Number 2, eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls in the public and private spheres, including trafficking and sexuals and other types of exploitations. Number three, eliminate all harmful practices such as child, early and forced marriage, and female genital sorry, mutilation. Recognize and value unpaid care and domestic work through the provisions of public services, infrastructure and social protections policies, and promotions of shared responsibility within the household and family as a nationally approved. Appreciated too. Ensure women's full and effective participations and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision making in political, economic, and public life. Number six, ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights as agreed to accordance with the program of actions in the International Conference on Populations and Development and and the Beijing Platform of Actions and the outcome documents of their review conferences. Undertake reforms to give women equal rights to economic resources as well as access to ownership and control over land and other forms of property, financial services, inheritance, and natural resources in accordance with the national laws. Enhance to use the enabling technology, in particular informations and communication technology, to promote the empowerment of women. Adopt and strengthen sound policies and enforceable legislations for promotions of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls all level. So methods of measures gender equality. Gender equality can be measured and a country's growth be traced by using the following methods. Gender Development Index, that is GDI, is gender-based calculation done similar to the Human Development Index. Gender Empowerment Measure, that is GEM, is detailed calculations method of the percentage of female members in decision-making roles. Gender Equality Index, GEI, considers economic participations, educations, and empowerment. Global Gender Gap Index assesses the level of gender inequality present on the basis of four criteria: economic participations and opportunity, education attainment, political empowerment, health, and survival. According to the Global Gap Index, India ranks 140 among 156 participating countries. This denotes that the performance of India has fallen from the previous years, denoting negative growth in terms of closing the gender gap. In the current environment, where equality and equal opportunities considered supreme, this makes India be at a significant disadvantage. Roadblocks of gender equality. Indian society is still wrecked by such stigmas that dictate that women are meant to be managed to manage the home and stay indoors. This is being done for ages, leading to neglect or the neglect of women in areas like education, health, wealth, and socio-economic fields. In addition to that, the dowry system is further crippling society. This ill practice has led to numerous female feticides. It has created a notion that girls are burden on the family, which is one of the primary reasons a girl child cannot continue her education. Even if they excel in education and become independent, most of them are forced to quit their job as their income is considered a backup source, which is not fair. New age women are not only independent, but they are confident too. The one thing they demand from society is support, which we should provide them. Along with dowry, there is one more burning issue that has profound impact on women's growth. It is prevalent in all kinds of society is known as violence. Violence against women is present in one or another form in public and private spaces. Sometimes violence is accompanied by other burning issues such as exploitations, harassment, and trafficking. Making the world unsafe for women, we must take steps to stop this and ensure a safe and healthy place for women. Poverty is also one of the major roadblocks towards gender equality. It has led to other malpractices such as child marriage, sale of children, trafficking, and child labor, to name a few. Providing equal job opportunities and upliftment of people below the poverty line can help bring some check onto this. Initiative towards gender equality. Any kind of discrimination acts as a roadblock in any nation's growth, and a nation can only prosper when all its citizens have equal rights. Most of the developed countries has comparatively less gender discriminations and provide equal opportunity to both genders. Even the Indian government is taking multiple initiatives to cut down gender discriminations. They have initiated a social campaign called Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Yojana to encourage the education of girl children. Besides this, the government runs multiple other schemes such as Women's Helpline schemes, Ujjwala, National Mission of Empowerment of Women, etc., to generate awareness among the people. Moreover, as responsible citizens, it is our responsibility to spread knowledge on gender discriminations to create a beautiful world for women. Social media and gender equality. In recent years, social media has become an important source of data for the researchers. It allows us to observe day in, day out social media interactions and get insights of how people are working on this topic. Today, more than 4 billion people, about 55% of global populations, are internet users. Social media definitely has a new dimension to global networking, intercultural communication, and have made people more information empowered. As per global research, 76% online users are female, whereas only 70% is male users. But in corporate, 73% of the management jobs are occupied by men compared to 27% occupied by women. Not surprisingly, in India, internet has a serious gender problem with only 29% of all users being female. According to the 2017 UNICEF report, the 42% are only using users are female. Hana Partana's experience is not isolated. There are many other verified and concerning examples of how social media platform can silence specific users, sometimes on the back of other users' coordinated actions. The experience of women of color and one prime example, black and brown women's bodies are treated differently than the white women's bodies. There is a countless examples of social media platforms allowing white women to post that what they want and pushing black women, black and brown women to posting similar content. For example, in 2020, Instagram removed photos of a black plus model size Neoma Nicholas Williams, while it's allowed similar kind of a photo of slender white woman. Nicholas Williams and other lobbied Instagram to change its policy, which it did 3 months after the initial posting. Conclusion. Once all this menace will be eradicated, every family will understand the value of a woman and our country will achieve gender equality in a real sense. Women are creating examples everywhere, and we all should highlight them to change the scenario and give them equal rights. In the end, the performance of the India in Olympic 2020 is the current example where India has won 7 medals. Out of those 7 medals, 6 came in individual events, and out of those 6 medals, female athletes won 3. It shows that even after facing such hardships, their performance is at par with male athletes. With so much potential, it is only a matter of time when women will overtake men and have all their abilities on display for the world to see. Emma Watson said, "It is time that we all see gender as a spectrum instead of two sets of opposing ideas. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but woman of her strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. So we women knows our strength and we will rock at any situation given." That's all from my side. Over to you, Dr. Rajarao. Thank you so much for patience hearing.